So moving on to the next topic, I cut off from the previous video. Um, there are there's going to be lots of persecutions going on in coming times in America, and you would need to know that it's your persecutors. They might come in different kinds of profiles. They might wear many kinds of flags, or native flags, or ones that you're familiar with. But what I'm saying is, this is because Earth right now is a predatorial environment, and it's the way things are headed in the world, especially with the money situation. They're going to come out with like a new form of money now, which is going to all be just plastic and digital, and now they can print as much as they want, or not even print at all, actually, just type as much as they want into their digital computer systems. And you're going to be just digital computer slaves. And this is where this is headed to. So you're going to be lucky if something comes crashing down to stop it, because if it doesn't, that's going to be the reality. So you might need to pray to where something happens to actually stop this from going there, to where humans merge with pretty much like AI, and you just become like all digital slavery where you can't feel your emotions. So I just want to warn those who watch where the reality of things are going in this land, because America is a very interesting situation, because you can't just be fully nomadic here, can you? Now I'm standing in a Native American reservation, but nobody can just come out and put a teepee up here. They have like all these like uh constitutional laws here. I assume they call it a treaty or something. I haven't read up on it, but I'm sure if I do, that they're gonna try to run me out one way or another wherever I go. So it's really hard to just even put up a teepee sometimes. So yes, I have a lot of persecutors. Satan being one of them. Yes. You don't know Satan like I do. Let me tell you about Satan. All right, I'm going to tell you more about Lucifer in the next video to come, because I already made that video, and I actually made a video before this, and that video got deleted mysteriously. I was actually talking about like how I know Satan. Well, I know Satan many, many ways. Let me tell you that. Because Satan is like an energy. Satan, whenever they broke into this reality, they were just like an energy. They needed a flesh to jump into. They like to usually ride along in the driver's seat of your vessel, or the stolen vessel that they're occupying or they've created, because there are cloning programs, all right? So now, having said that, Satan can be a lot of things. He, she, and it. Yes, yes, yes. And it has persecuted me many times over, and many bodies over. Whew. Many forms of identity fraud, corporation. Because corporation is what? A corpse, a corpse, a corpse. And Satan wasn't... they always prey upon me. They always try to join in on my reality, whatever I'm doing, anything I'm doing, when they come after me in one avatar or another. I'm sure those who had dealings with these creatures know exactly what I mean. I'm sure I'm not the only one. So I remember one time Satan came after me in a female body, identified as a Jinni, a reincarnation of Isis and all. Really? They said that. It said that. She said that. And we had several occasions where Satan invited me out. I remember Satan once invited me to go to the UFO conference in Sedona, Arizona. Satan, that's its favorite place, it seems, huh? It does seem that way. So I remember when Satan invited me out to go there to a UFO conference. On the way there, we almost ran into a white owl that hit my windshield on the passenger side where Satan was sitting in. And I think they might have staged that, because they always like to do all them symbologies to me. So when we had Satan had a really big fight with me down at the UFO conference. That's why I'm telling you this story, because this is who stole my son, and I know they did. Satan, you don't know Satan like I do. You really don't want to know, because if you do, wicked, but they're not that scary. Really, they're just highly twisted. That's all. Highly twisted. I will never be anything like that. I'm always say that I'm everything opposite of, and always will be everything opposite of them. I will. But they try to join in on my reality. Anything I do, everything I do, if I'm working here, if I'm, let's just say, going to school there, or if I'm growing up, I know them everywhere. They lurk around me. They lurk around me. Oh, that they do. So Satan and me go to the UFO conference in Sedona, Arizona. This was many years ago. And by the way, I did not know this was Satan at the time because Satan's always very sneaky. I only started to figure out all of this only recently, and especially since my son's been born, because I'm like, what are all these strange events? And at the UFO conference, I remember there was a German Shepherd in a cage there, and Satan tried to feed it a hot dog, and Satan being a female body, this female body, the dog bit Satan's pointy finger, and Satan's finger started to bleed, and Satan got so aggressive. Oh, it was trying to be my friend. Like I met this individual, and suddenly we're like the best of friends. I don't know how. Again, like they can hypnotize you very well. If you don't know who you're dealing with, of course, but when you do know, it becomes easier. So Satan's pointy finger got bitten by a German Shepherd, and it starts to bleed and curse at me for that. I'm like, Satan, I brought you here to the UFO conference, and thanks for inviting me to come here too, because Satan was making excuses and all. I invited you here, huh? So whatever. So then I don't know what to do with Satan because Satan's cursing at me. I'm not going to take Satan back. We have to drive hours upon hours through the desert now. So I end up like tossing Satan out of my car there. And after the UFO conference was over and everyone starts to come out, and I drive up right there by the entrance, and I'm like, Satan, out, get out. So, yes, Satan goes flying out of my car and all. Yes, out of the UFO conference. At the UFO conference and all. Yes, Satan does. And I know I didn't know it was Satan at the time. I did not. It's crazy to say that. But it did have the Saturn tattoo on the shoulder, too. Ooh, I should have seen that coming. They were always very sneaky with their subliminal messages. So I'm like, Satan, get out. You see, Satan ended up flying out of my car, taking my Russian belt to my Russian yellow dress, and stealing it from me. So I was driving back home through the desert, and I was crying all night. I didn't know what just happened, but it was just a really crazy experience. You see, Earth's children, I didn't have an army at my side or a nuclear weapon at my disposal, but still, Satan went flying out of my car and all. Yeah, at the UFO conference. Crazy story. Now, that wasn't the only time Satan would try to invite me to, lure me to do things. Like I remember Satan invited me, the reincarnation of Isis, this one, avatar that it came after me with, claimed to be. Yes, invited me to go to the a temple that was dedicated to the fertility goddess of Egypt. They're always about the Egyptians and all. They love them Egyptians. Oh, was there something just here? I am in the wild. I have to make sure I don't have a predator because there are wolves out here. But Satan can never be nothing more than a German Shepherd. You know that, right? Yeah. If you study ancient Egypt, they used to breed all sorts of dogs, and so did the Germans too. And Satan can never be anything greater. In fact, what is a German Shepherd afraid of? A wolf! Ha! Satan cannot be a wolf. So if all the animals of the jungle are charging at the German shepherds here, standing at the illegal territories they're hoarding called America, United States has no rights to it. It was born out of legitimacy. The Creator never put United States here and made them sit on the heads of Earth's children. They were born through what? By genociding, stealing, plundering. Yes, yes, raping. So in that case, if you do that to the Creator's creation, you're illegitimate, and you always were. Always, always were. Your laws don't even apply. I don't give a shit what you think. Yes, yes. And in fact, they even say that under their Amendment 9, that there was something called common law here, and it was always the law of the land or whatever. And even it only applies to the living beings, but they claim us as a dead because they claim us as documentation and identification and all. That's Satan's system. Satan is very sneaky. It's always about rituals and all. Yeah, I remember Satan took me to the temple, the Egyptian fertility goddess. Over there wasn't very good. I left. It was just really weird. Satan likes to do all sorts of weird trickery. They like to sit around and play music. And I left. It was a bunch of weirdness from them. But whenever I started to figure all this out, I'm like, oh, that was her. Oh, that was him. Oh, that was it. Yes, that's who stole my baby. You might have had dealings with these creatures. They are aliens from outer space, if you want to look at it that way. They're aliens from outer space, and they always come after me. But you do realize that Satan can be a he or she or an it, because Satan has another gender to it that it can possess separately in a separate body. Yes, so it comes to that. It comes to something like that. But I was actually making another YouTube video, and it was really good. I was actually talking exactly what I'm telling you now, and that video deleted from just the camera. Just the camera. It wasn't connected to any phone. Let's talk about that. And that wasn't the only video that got deleted. That was very juicy, very nice. There was another video. I made a video of a judge flashing me consistently the 666 sign. I'm like, I'm gonna show that, and that got deleted too. I know how I'm dealing with. You see, if this happens to you, yeah. But it's important to stay calm and sane. It's important to stay calm and sane, because then they'll be like, oh, you're crazy. But then my whole reality was like a jigsaw puzzle, because I started putting all this together. I'm like, I do have a predator on my back. I know I do. Yes, I do. And I will make another part to this video talking about the second predator that I have on my back. There's another one. Well, there's a whole unit of them, actually. Yes. They work very diligently to pester my reality, and my son is in their hands. And here I am at the Native American reservation. So I would say that coming times that since something will come to where all the mountains, they won't have any resources left to feed your hungry stomachs, and to keep occupying them storage units for all the Westerners that have all these big houses to put all everything they buy in there. So soon that will come to an end. So they will have to morally go through a lesson where they're separated from their belongings. And then if they cannot take it, like, they will be that pretty much will show their morals, because whenever everything comes crashing down, there's all these corporations here, and then Earth's children, the Creator will allow them to run through all these corporations, take everything for free, just take everything, and he'll be watching what and who takes what and why. I mean, yeah, there's the water distiller, the seeds, the food, but there was movies made about this where everybody's running into the stores just taking everything. And I remember, like, part of a movie clip scene, like somebody running out on doomsday, dragging this TV or robbing the jewelry store. They need the jewelry. Oh, they need to eat the gold. That's what it is. But soon enough, they'll be trading that jewelry for just the water, and they should have just went to the well the entire time, right? They should have just went robbing the well of water. So the creator will be watching who takes what. So it will come to that because the corporations will fall down. They're not going to be supported indefinitely. You hear that? Walmart, Target, Starbucks. Starbucks represents Venus, Lilith, Aphrodite, Isis, or she goes by many different identities. She does walk upright amongst us, human flesh. No, how crazy is that? But her lover is Lucifer. Lover. They act like they're not. They even made a movie called The Da Vinci Code to confuse everyone. But Venus is always trying to take on the identity of Mother Earth. And even Lucifer, her lover, tries to take on the identity of the one who created Mother Earth. So they're all trying to steal identities all the time and award shoes to themselves that don't belong to them. Just like they would make an idol or a statue and say, this is your creator now, you ancient Egyptians. And they'll be like, oh, yes, yes, this is our creator. Let's pray. But then still start filling the shoes for that idol or image that they just created to imitate the creator that they just put before. All this stuff. They always do that. They're always identity fraudsters. And I will list a video that talks about them in a biblical form, but I realize so I read something about this. They said that they are the Nephilims, the ones that are interbred with the females here, and the ones who have used to live very long and lives with and became very wise. So that's them. And you want to know them? Like, why don't you just open up your history books? You want to know which avatars Satan and Lucifer, the ugly ones, been hiding in? Open up your history books and see who they were. They always like to claim to be saints or kings or some sort of a saintly person. Or that's Lucifer, but Satan likes to claim to be the dog in all of this, to be the one that does the persecuting. So it's Lucifer will do all the saving. There you have it. And Satan would like to, in history, has always been like very, very wicked and very vile. They were wicked avatars. So open up your history books and you see which ones are they. Ha, ha. There you go. Because if you've ever come across them, you would know how they are. Like, for instance, I'm saying this because with Lucifer and all, there's something called an incubus and a succubus, I believe, and they're always about jumping into the dream state and it being like giving divine messages and acting like it's coming from the creator or saying something like that. And they're always will act like some sort of psychic. So if you ever see somebody like that in your history books that will come as a saint and used to, come at somebody with divine messages in their dreams and all that, but used to walk amongst us. I'm just saying that look for clues, because these spirits that have been here for a very long time, they have seen everything. They have their memories, okay? And now they can jump out of one body and then into another and then keep the cycle going. And if they are in your history books time and time again, I can assure you that. Even in your history books to be like spiritual gurus and all, I can assure you that. This is who the enemy of Mother Earth and the one who created her is. This is where they are, and this is who they are. And yes, Mother Earth does have an enemy. Obviously, look at all this. This is hell on earth. Somebody must have created all this hell on earth. Who was it? Why is there hell on earth? Why? Why is there so much? Because obviously, Mother Earth has an enemy whenever her Earth babies are genocided, her lands are plundered. Yeah, she has enemies then, don't you think? Yes, I would say so too. If that happened inside your body, you would say so. Oh, somebody is eating away at your red blood cells. Yeah, something is growing in your body. Get rid of it. It's cancer. Get rid of it. So here you go. Mother Earth has been conquered too. And something's got to give. It can't go on forever. That's true too. I'm going to make a second video too. Now I'm going to be talking about Dina now. And Dina is a very interesting character. This is the one who's pursuing me to another. She's compromised. I'm certain of it. But I would like to speak more in detail about her and her religion.